SciLifeLab is involved in the prize because I think it really is one of our core missions to attract and recognize young scientific talent. The winners this year have impressed me most maybe with their curiosity, with their fearlessness of going against big technical obstacles, many of them doing so during pandemic restrictions, several of them mentioned that, and nevertheless achieving amazing breakthroughs.
Often it's difficult to see the connection between fundamental research and societal outcomes, but this year we had winners who looked at things from the effect of insecticides on bee populations, which is important for agriculture, to a winner who really looked at a protein complex that is important in lots of disease and showed us a lot of new things about that, to a winner who was looking at improving immunotherapy.
I think it's been a really incredible experience receiving this prize, not just for the experience in Stockholm and the events around the prize itself and the Nobel along the same time, but also just seeing the practical connections that I could draw, walking across the breakfast line, encountering all these luminaries people have read about in their textbooks.
We are now at the end of this fantastic week in Stockholm, and I really appreciate what has been done for the winners of this prize. And it's been really a lot about discovering more about research in different fields, and again getting to know scientists, and really great, and what I expected and more about this prize.
This is an award for young scientists with new ideas. If you're passionate about your research, if you think you achieved something conceptual, submit an essay. It's not such a long essay. It's reviewed by some of the best editors and scientists in the world. Even just that is an opportunity to be exposed to them. It's additional visibility and also evaluation of your research efforts during your PhD.
So I work with ground nesting bees. So we have a very large diversity of bees around the world with about 20,000 different species, and about 70% of all of them nest underground, which is the vast majority of them. But these bees can be impacted by threats that we often do not consider, such as exposure to pesticides in soil. So my work was about assessing exposure and impact of pesticide residues in soil for ground nesting bees.
The research that I focused on was about basically how the human body is built up out of these trillions of cellular pieces, how they work together, and really trying to bridge the scales from molecules, so the actual physical proteins that hold cells together, up to whole cellular communities, and then organs, tissues, and kind of, the whole landscape of physiology, but down from those first molecular principles of what actually physically glues cells together.
Yeah, so my research is about making new therapies for certain blood cancers, and in particular a type of leukemia, which is called acute myeloid leukemia. And this involves a new gene engineering approach to make immunotherapies possible for this type of leukemia.
So my research involved using electron microscopy to study the molecular mechanisms of inhibitory neurotransmission. And specifically, one of the things we've done is to determine a 1.7 angstrom resolution reconstruction of a GABA-A receptor. And we discovered an underappreciated diversity in structure and function of this receptor family. And finally, we also worked out one of the earliest steps in receptor biogenesis.
Just do it. Just do it. It's a very interesting exercise of communicating your science, which is important in research. So either you get the prize, which is amazing, or you don't, but it's still a good exercise.
I would say if you enjoy discussing your work, if you're passionate about your work, and you enjoy discussing it with others and sharing this passion with others, just do it. There is really nothing to lose, but so much to gain.
I think in a broad sense, what this prize gives to the scientific community is a chance to celebrate science and to celebrate young scientists. We're at the Nobels, which celebrate science, and it is great to see, as part of this week, a celebration of young scientists who are just at the start of their career with so much still to offer.